here with Reaction, the co-host of the hit show, The Five, also a friend of the program, our friend Harold Ford Jr. Good to see you. Happy New Year, sir.
Same to you. Happy New Year and congratulations on the great personal announcement.
Oh, I really appreciate it. It means the world. Thank you, and everyone's been really, really kind and supportive. All right, so you're from Tennessee. You're a congressman from Tennessee. I always knew you, and you would always come on the show, and you'd always be reasonable. Look at California. Is there anything about what is happening out there, be it with the fire, high level of taxation, burdensome regulation, that you think is smart?
Well, a lot of people, Sean, live there. And a lot of people that I have, a lot of friends and family, some have been affected adversely by the fires in the last several days. And my prayers continue to go out to families who've lost loved ones and obviously people trying to recover and rebuild. But people make a decision to live there. And there's a lot of beauty and there's a lot of majesty about living and a lot of prestige about living out there. I think as we sit here at this moment and I listen to some of the criticism, which I think is warranted for some of the leadership out there, the only advice that I would have for both sides, those who are being critical and the leadership, is I think the timing of some of our criticism of them probably could wait a bit, because I think there's a lot of accountability and blame to go around. I think for the elected officials, the frustration that I have living in New York, and I hear from those in California, is that the political leadership doesn't seem to be able to do the two or three things that people want to know most. First, what are you doing to contain the fires and give us very honest, in real time and current updates, forthright updates on what's happening. We see some of that on our own network. We'll see in the bottom right-hand corner how fires are being contained. Tell us what security measures are being instituted in communities and neighborhoods to ensure that looters aren't able to run free. And then finally, I think some of the political markets, there's no question, will hold the mayor and the governor and others who need to be held accountable for what they did do, what they didn't do with the tax dollars. I think what you put up early, right before I came on, Sean, those are compelling numbers. When you think about the tax numbers, you think about the people leaving the state, those are questions that voters will eventually ask of these elected officials. And as you and I both know, when elected officials are unable to answer questions like that about quality of life issues during times of crisis, they generally don't get reelected.
What do you say now? These Santa Ana winds are predictable. Wildfires, they happen regularly. They have hydrants that don't have water. The governor says, well, that's up to the local people. They have a reservoir in Pacific Palisades that's empty. They don't practice the science of forestry. They're not clearing the brush. They're not doing controlled burns. They're cutting the budget to the firefighters. They have the highest taxes in the entire country. And then they're going to spend $650 million making the Port of L.A. green, and they're going to spend billions of dollars on wind turbines. Now, that to me seems like they're misprioritizing pretty much everything out there, and they're misappropriating taxpayer dollars, and people are leaving with their feet. They're leaving in droves.
So, Sean, all of those numbers are daunting. And I think as voters out there and residents out there, these are decisions they'll have to make and will make, I believe, in the coming months and coming years as they think about leadership, retaining leadership, or even electing new leadership. But listening to those numbers, one can't but help ask the question. Now, I do give them a break here. I think these 60 to 90 mile per hour winds were unusual, were historic. And I hope that one of the things I hope they draw from this and learn from this is how they can better address this issue. No politician, for that matter, Democrat or Republican, can control wind speed, nor are we asking them to. But I think we have to be better prepared. They can be better prepared going forward. And I pray that they're able to get through this enormity of a problem and that they are able to prepare and be better prepared, I should say, for the challenges going forward.
Last exit question. In the state of Tennessee, where you once were a congressman, they have zero income tax. In the state of New York, I don't know if you're living in New York City.
I live in New York.
You are. You're paying 13.5%. Where would you rather live financially?
Well, Sean, you live in a state that has some of that as well, and I enjoyed that. But I love New York, and I'm with my kids. My kids love it. They're
it's all
11 and 9. But I think, but that's the point. Everyone is able to make those decisions. But I don't want it all minimize what you put up. That the fact, if you live in California and you're faced with the kind of challenge, the tragic challenge they're faced with right now, you want more from government officials, and I hope that they get more.
You're probably the best spokesperson for the Democratic Party than anybody else out there. They really should hire you because you can talk reasonably to people, and I think this is one of the major reasons why they lost this election. Harold Ford Jr., we appreciate you as always. Thank you. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.